Hey guys, it's Tina here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to recreate this Foxy makeup look. It's really popular online lately. I've been seeing a lot of looks like this on Instagram, and also I feel like it's inspired by the top models like Bella Hadid, Kendall Jenner. They're all sporting this sort of like flicked up feline foxy eye, something that looks a bit more lifted and fresh. If you follow Nikki Makeup on Instagram, she does this sort of eye makeup look a lot on the models. I love how it looks because everything looks like pulled up, you look a lot more lifted, your features look more sharp and defined. And so today I'm gonna go through some of the tips and tricks on how you can create a foxy makeup look like this at home. Now there's 3 ways that you can create the lifted foxy eye look. Number 1, you can grab the hair around your temples. If I just pull it up real quick, you can kind of see like this area get lifted. You see what I mean? You can kind of just use your hair to give yourself like a quick, easy brow lift. So that's one way you can achieve the more lifted look. So I'm gonna quickly just section my hair. I might just clip the top section up and then use a clear elastic, or one of those small ones. If you plan on leaving your hair down, you can kind of grab the section at the back here a little bit, so leave a little bit of hair there, and my fringe would sort of cover it anyways. So do the same with the other side, and just make sure you kind of pull it quite tight because that's what's gonna give you that lifted look. So you want to feel like a little pull here, and obviously you can adjust accordingly. I don't want you guys to get like a headache, but that's like a really quick way that you can get a little bit of a lift using your hair. The next way is to give yourself a brow lift by filling in your brows a certain way. And now I want to kind of point out like the golden triangle rules to help you find that angle where your eyebrows should end, and also where your eyeshadows should sort of like come to a point too. So if you just grab anything straight, like a brush will do, and if you just have it measured like from the your the outer part of your nostril, and then line it up with your eye, just the outer corner. You see this angle here? This is where you want your liner, your eyeshadow to come to a point. Your brows should sort of like come out to this point as well. So this is an easy way to find that golden triangle, the angle that you want everything to come out towards. If you have it further out, it's actually going to make your face drop. If you have it too far in, it's actually going to lift you too much and kind of throw proportions off. So make sure you kind of find that area first so you know the point you're working towards. Brows can really change the shape of your face and really create that lifted look. A good example is this photo of Bella Hadid. You can see in the before shot her brows, they're quite rounded and the ends come downwards, but then when she reshapes that so the ends look a little bit higher, it actually lifts her whole face. Give your brows a quick brush. I'm just gonna quickly shave my brows a little bit, just the underneath part, because I haven't groomed my brows in a while. They've grown out a little bit, but I just want to clean up the little hairs underneath, and also a little bit at the top, just a quick clean. Basically, I just want to neaten up my brows so that when I fill it in, like the hairs aren't so long and they're not changing the shape of my brows too much, because I want to create a more lifted tail or end. So I'm just going to trim this a little bit. Okay, so this brow is done. You can see that it looks a little bit more lifted because I cleaned up underneath. And my tail, it doesn't go downwards, but this side, it kind of does point downwards a little bit. So I want to kind of just trim that little area, or just shave a little bit of that off, because if I fill in my brows and follow the natural shape right now, it's going to go downwards and it's not going to give me that lifted look. So I'm just going to quickly trim this part. So once I'm done just kind of reshaping my brows a little bit, you can see that the ends are making my face look a little bit more lifted already, but we're going to accentuate that by filling in our brows. I'm going to brush my hairs upwards using this Sephora brow gel. I want my brows to look a little bit thicker and fuller, but then I don't want to fill them in too much. So I'm just going to brush the hairs upwards first, and then I'm going to fill in any sparse areas and just accentuate the end and tail after. I should probably laminate my brows again. This would be so much easier to do. My hairs would just stay right up if I laminated my brows. I'm going to let that dry a little bit before filling in the sparse areas. I'm going to use the Lime Crime Bushy Brow Pen to create little hair strokes. This can be a little tricky to do, but if I make a little boo-boo, I can just kind of like wipe it off really easily. So for the end, I just want to extend my brow out, but not bring it down. I kind of just want to like make it go out and across. Now because I have no hairs here, I need to go in with a darker brow pencil just to darken up that end. This is the Benefit Brow Styler in shade 3.5. And then I'm gonna clean up the ends with a little bit of concealer just to sharpen that up and to lift it a tiny bit more. Okay, so that's one brow done. You can see that it just lifts my eye up, and I know like it kind of looks a bit crazy and like out there at the moment, but when we do our eye makeup, it's all gonna connect, I hope. This is the before and after. And finally, the other way to create that foxy eye look is with eyeshadows and eye makeup. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. I'm going to be mainly using the neutral shades here, starting off with this one. So with this first color, I'm going to use it to sort of like mark out the angle that I want my eye makeup and line and everything to come to a point to. I'm just going to like swoop it up and then create like a little triangle, sort of like connecting it to my crease but a little bit higher. So you can see I'm just working it up to like my brow almost, this point here. I just want to swoop it up and blend that color up to that point. So when I look straight ahead, you can see that it all comes up, and this is going to be like my guide line. So I'm going to do the same on this side. Now that I have my guide there, I'm going to start deepening up the outer corner, but I don't want to go as high as this. So this is kind of going to be the sort of transition color. And so I want to deepen this part up using like the darker brown. So just this middle shade out of the date section. Now the key to creating a look like this is to build up the intensity slowly. You don't want to go in with the dark color first because it's actually going to be really difficult to blend. It's easier to build it up and add than to take away. So I'm just going to pat this color in underneath a little bit lower than I put the first color. But again, I'm just swooping the end up. Swoop-de-doop. Then I'm going to go in with the deeper brown and just use a smaller brush. And again, doing the same action just to build up that outer corner intensity. By the way, for these colors, you should go for a matte formula. Don't do anything shiny because we're kind of like using these colors to almost like contour and reshape our eyes. So matte colors would work better for that. So always just flicking it upwards. That is the trick. Next, I'm going to grab a deeper brown shade, a matte brown from this palette. This is the Wake Make palette in number 3. And using a small angled brush, I'm going to use this shadow as a liner. Now I want my liner to come upwards again to that same angle that we sort of marked out before. And the reason why I'm using eyeshadow for this part is because I want my liner to look a little bit like feathered out, a little bit blurred, not so defined. I just want everything to kind of blend together. Then I'm gonna grab a clean fluffy brush and just blend that and sort of make it merge with the rest of the eyeshadow. And now we end up with this Foxy Flick. And that's when I'm gonna go in with a liquid liner. I'm going in with a brown one first. This one is number 2 brown from Wake Make. For the eyeliner, I'm going to focus this on the outer edge of my eye first. And I'm just basically following that flick that I did, but I'm just going a little bit lower, but I want to just build up the intensity a little bit. So that's what it looks like afterwards. Now I'm not going to line my eyes the whole way up top, but I will line underneath just where my waterline is, just to darken up my lash line. But I don't want to create like a whole full line at the top because that's going to close up my eye, and because I have hooded eyes, I don't have a lot of lid space to work with. I don't want to line up top. So I'm just going to go in underneath and just fill in my waterline, just to darken it up a little bit, all the way to the inner corner. Once I've lined my outer corner, I'm going to work on the inner corner of my eyes. I'm going to apply a highlight shade, just this first one here. Just gonna do like a regular inner corner highlight, popping it right here. I'm also gonna pop that color a little bit in the center of my eye, just using my finger just to pat it. It's just like a really nice rose gold, sort of like champagne-y color. Then next up, I'm going to grab that same brown shadow and I'm going to line the inner corner of my eyes, extending it and sort of like making it come to a point. So I'm just going to work it in with my shadow first, and then kind of do the same thing as I did with the outer corner. I'm going to go in with a liquid liner. So I just want to extend that little inner tear duct part first and create a little triangle in the inner corner of your eyes. So that's what it should look like. And then I'm just going to go in with my liquid liner and do a smaller triangle. And I'm just going to connect the inner corner up to my top lash line. The aim is to sort of like make it all sort of come to a point and flick up, and by extending the eye it's going to make it look more sultry, sexier, and that's just going to make the overall look more foxy. Then I'm going to go back into that first brown shade that I used and just pop a little bit of that on the lower lash line, just on the outer part. Next, I'm going to grab a nude liner and I'm going to pop this on the waterline. So I'm just going to pop it on the waterline, and it's going to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. Time to move on to lashes, my favorite part. I'm going to quickly curl my lashes and then apply this pair of lashes. This one is called Kiss from my brand Petite Cosmetics. It's a really nice, light, natural pair that's going to blend in really well with my natural lashes. If you guys haven't seen my video, I did a in-depth lash video on the do's and don'ts and lash 101 tips and stuff. So if you're new to wearing lashes, or if you have trouble putting on false lashes, go check that video out. Before I pop on my lashes, I'm going to apply a coat of this mascara. This is my new favorite mascara from Holika. It's called the Lash Correcting Mascara in the Hyper Curling formula. This is really good for short lashes, but it is a little bit painful to get off, but it does come with a remover if you get the remover pack. It's just like an oil-based makeup remover. But yeah, I really like this because it helps to separate my lashes, but also holds the curl really nicely. So you can see it really helps to lengthen my lashes. My short itty bitty lashes. Here is what the lashes look like on. You can see the before and after. So I went with a more natural lash because I didn't want to take away from the eye makeup look. I just wanted something that looked like my own lashes, but a little bit longer, so that it keeps my eye looking more like foxy. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in Warm Ivory. Whenever I want like a flawless look, this is my go-to foundation. For concealer, I'm using the Wake Make Concealer in number 20. I'm just gonna pop a little bit under my eyes and use a little bit to highlight the bridge of my nose. And then just a little bit on the outer corner to lift my eye up a little bit. Moving on to contour, I'm going to be using this new one. This is a cream contour by Fenty. The color is Amber 01. Now when you're contouring, you kind of still want to follow that same angle upwards. You want everything to sort of like align nicely. If your eyes are going this way and your contour is like straight across or down, it's going to look a little bit weird. So you want everything sort of like in the same angle. So I'm just going to sweep this color up. And it's also going to help lift my whole face too. You can already see how much more sculpted this side is. I'm going to do the same to this side. Because this is a cream, it's super easy to blend, and you want to just do this before you set your makeup, so it kind of blends in nicely with your foundation. I'm going to pop some up top just to contour my forehead, blending it to my hairline. Honestly, I have not done this much contouring and makeup since being at home in lockdown, because I have not been going anywhere or seeing anyone, obviously. Then to complete this look, I'm going to do a more like plumped up lip, something like an overlined lip, something more natural though. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. This is my favorite lip liner, guys. If you want to just overline your lips and you want it to look natural, this is the perfect pencil. I really need to sharpen this. First, I'm just going to knock out my lip color with a little dab of foundation. And then I'm just going to line my lips, but overdraw like my Cupid's bow a little bit and just under here. For lipstick, I'm going to be using the Wake Make number 23 lipstick. It kind of complements my eye makeup, so I'm going to pop this shade on. And then I'm going to pop on my favorite lip gloss, the Marc Jacobs one. I love the smell of this, and it just hydrates my lips so much because I have dry, chapped lips all the time. This is the final look. As you can see, my eyes look a lot more lifted. They look a little bit more pulled up. It's almost like a feline cat eye shape combined with a brow lift. This is a perfect look for those of you who are looking more for a lifted, fresh makeup look. You can play around with the colors and intensity. For this look I've done today, it can almost be like an everyday look or maybe like a date night out. Something where you don't want anything too dark or crazy, but it looks nice and natural still. I'm actually really digging this look. I feel like I should do this more often, or well, when lockdown is over and I am finally free to go out and see people, I definitely will be sporting this look more often. Let me know what you guys think of this look. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future uploads. And yeah, that is it from me, guys. I hope you guys are all staying happy, healthy, and safe at home. Hopefully this whole pandemic will be over shortly. Sending you guys lots of love and virtual hugs, and I shall speak to you guys next time. Bye! Oh my god, did you hear that? My stomach just rumbled. I'm so hungry.